let's talk about the Matt Giggs Power Facebook group. What's all that about? And when are you going to start getting your bloody finger out? Because I seem to be the only person posted in that something group.
Do you know what? I started with a flurry, and
You did, because John Paul's got his group, Chris Kiriaki's got his group, Perry's got his group, Sanjay's got his group.
so I started them off. No, you did Landlord Farming Club. Look,
I'm not. I am putting you late, but I'm not.
no, you're right.
If it wasn't for myself and Rich Morris doing his nice little
Oh,
EA
I know.
Masters.
Yeah, it's brilliant. And do you know what? I think you're right. There's a lot more could go into that group. A lot more. This is where, so you can hear now, we're having these conversations, spent an hour or 2 hours here with you. I've got so much I want to share. It's being in a position where, so for example, if you're going to do videos or you're going to put content out there, you have to have some discipline behind that. And I know that I think where I've been, Chris, if I'm brutally honest, is I wanted to get my shit together, right? I reckon for up to about 2015, 2016 beginning, we're cranking it. We're cooking on gas, and we've done it in a certain way. And then for the last year and a half, 2 years, doing talks and events and different things around, you forget a lot of the stuff that really is relevant, and you start talking about things that you think are important and so on and so forth. But actually, I think in the next 3 to 6 months, what you'll see in the Power Group is going to make more impact than any group, in my opinion, because
Is that a challenge?
well, look, I know the guys that are out there, and their strengths in their field are outstanding. So, I've done a Right Move webinar recently on recruitment, and I'm bigging up different trainers because I think there are better trainers than.
Because what I feel you could bring to the party is that you're not a motivational speaker, but you are motivational,
Yeah.
and that's what I think you could bring to the party a lot more of.
Well, it's the bit I enjoy the most. It's the bit that I do myself.
It's what you're good at.
It's what I'm good at. Yeah.
You know, Perry's good at the at the whats and ifs. He's exceptional. You've got Paul Long and Chris Kiriaki doing the Facebook stuff. We've got John Paul with his systems.
This is exactly it. They're all brilliant at what they do. And I think if I was an agent out there in the market, I would be in each of the groups, knowing which are the areas that I need to improve on the most. So,
But then actually following through and actually doing it.
well, this is the bit. I think for me, I've put some tests out there on doing different things, and we're just kind of seeing reactions, gauging a few things. Because I suppose I wanted to keep things going, but I want to make sure that what we put in there for the next 6 months is going to help people to make a real difference in their organisations.
And how do we make, it's not a case of how do the people who watch this stuff actually follow through with it? Because, you know, the amount of, I believe in talking about the local property market to local people to attract people to you. I don't need to prove it works, it does. Yeah. I even offer to send 20 free templates to people, and if anyone wants to send me an email, christopher@christopherwatkin.co.uk, I'll send you 20 free templates. But they don't follow through.
Well, I think at the moment, and I understand that we've been gifted in marketing with so much content and so many different videos, and there is an enormous amount of information available. It's probably overwhelming most people.
Yes.
And I think that less is more. I think people need to be, before they watch videos or go to events or do anything, they need to understand what their own personal challenges really are and what will be the outcome of them taking action. And, you know, for me at the moment, the biggest thing that I feel I could help anybody with is building belief, right? So I want our Power Group to be centered around belief building, mindset driven stuff, personal development. Because to be honest with you, in the space of 6 years, it's been the thing that's really made it.
It's bloody hard work out there, isn't it?
Of course it is, because you're constantly
these guys out there, you know, battling. It's hard work.
It's hard work if you focus on results,
Go on.
Most people focus on results. And results, a bit like climbing mountains, right? You look at the top. You look at the top, it's a long way there. If you look at the first step, it's a lot easier, right? So for me, there's that saying, I think mile by mile is a trial, yard by yard it's hard, but inch by inch it's a cinch. If you can get people into the inches and not the yards and the miles, they'll make more action every single day. They'll take more action every single day. I think what we've got to be careful of is giving too much information out there that they think, I need to try this and I need to try that. There's so many game changers and silver bullets. My biggest fear for most people is they do a lot of watching and they don't do enough doing. Now, the reason for that is because it's easy to access all of this. It's not so easy to go and do it, right? So the bit that's still the hardest thing to do is the bit that's challenging everybody.
So how do you get people to do that? How do people make themselves? Because it all comes down to accountability.
Yeah, they've got to know why they need to do it. Okay, so for example, it goes back. It all boils completely. It always boils back down to the reasons why. So your purpose. So what are you doing? If you're working in a corporate world and you're a manager of an office, okay, so why do you need to do it? Now you'll be result driven. All of the things it'll be about income. It will be about profits. It will be about targets and everything else. But actually, I remember my best years in the corporate world. And none of those things were as important as the environment and the fun that we had.
Yeah.
I know it sounds crazy.
No.
Do you know, I walk around the stages today and no one's having as much fun as...
Are they?
I think those sorts of things...
Bring the purpose in, have some fun, people business. Don't focus on the results.
Look, what the heck? You try it, it doesn't work. Do you know what have you lost? Nothing. You've gained a lot more by trying. And I know that you're hearing this a lot, failure and fail forward and da-da-da-da-da. Look, for me, the key at the moment is don't try and put yourself under this amount of pressure to watch all of these videos and try and do 10 or 12 different things. Just do one.
And stay with it.
Stay with it.
And don't give up after a couple of months.
No.
Stay with it.
Stay with it. So if it's videos, commit to it. Give yourself a reward once you've done it. Give yourself a reason why you're doing it. So it's relevant. It's going to make you do it. For me, if it's like losing weight, getting fit, having a marathon, whatever it is, there's got to be something at the end that's going to drive you along. But don't forget that the journey is the most exciting bit.
The journey is so right.
I think so. It's the bit where you get the most amount of satisfaction. Actually picking up the trophy or winning the award or, putting on the trousers that you didn't think you'd get into. Though that's a great feeling, it's all of the hard work along the way that gives you the most amount of satisfaction and the resourcefulness that you need to continue to grow. And I think that's the key.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate.